Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This month I don't think there was anyone else that joined us, but everyone's always welcome. And for those of you that have followed me for a long time, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch the videos. I really do. And for those of you that are just lurking about, I'd really appreciate you pressing the subscribe button and joining our happy merry band. What's been happening then? Well, not much really. I've had a few quiet weekends, which probably needed after all going in there and everywhere. So it's been quite good. Today actually, because I have this guy lives about 2 streets away, called Chris, and he does he's a chef in his normal job, and he has this side hustle doing like charcuterie boards, cheese boards. He makes his own pate. A lot of the stuff is homemade, scones and everything. Anyway, he's doing a new thing, afternoon tea. So because he just passed his year anniversary, I had a 25% off voucher. So I've used it for afternoon tea today. So that should be being delivered before 12. Actually, my glasses are looking a bit dirty. Let me just sort that out. Yeah, so that's hopefully being delivered today. Sure, me and Mike will get torn into that. So yeah, not much been happening. Max has been in Istanbul. He's still there at the moment. Started off the beginning of the week for work, and then he'd stayed some extra days, as a few of his colleagues did as well, so they could see Istanbul, which makes sense. So he's just been to the Blue Mosque this morning. Obviously it didn't have the, I burst into tears. I had a very spiritual reaction to the Blue Mosque, but he thought it was awesome. And it was funny, he was ringing us from the cafe that me and Mike had been sat in a few weeks earlier, so it was a bit bizarre, but anyway. So I think they're doing a bit more touristy stuff today. But it looked nice, and I think they're going over to the Asian side. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of his photos from there. I think he's had a good time. I think he's partaken of a few Iraqis or 10. Sammy would be proud. And he's said he's had so much good food. He's really enjoyed his time there. So he comes back, I think he flies early tomorrow morning back. But that was good. Yeah, he's had a good time. Freya is all loved up, and that's really nice. She's out and about with Michael, her boyfriend. That's all going very well, so that's good. And Leo's been doing gigs. He was at a gig last night. Bad Thief. I thought he said Bad Teeth. It's bad Thief. Anyway, he had a really good time with Ashley, so that was good. And he'd been away at the beginning of the week, up north somewhere, and they'd had a really good time. A lot of them went away. I think there was 8 or 10 of them or something, and they all went away and had a really fantastic time. So they've all been doing really well. I'm just looking, I found this, like when you're rooting through your jewellery box, and I found this Butler and Wilson necklace. Freya had bought him in one time for Mother's Day, I think, and it's just got all these little glittery shoes on in different colours. And I think, you rediscover something, you think, oh, chef's kiss, that's fantastic. Right, so what have I got for you today? This is going to be quite bougie. I've got one item, and then I've got my Louis Vuitton haul from Istanbul. Now, as you know, this is not usual. This was a special thing that had carried over from, did I tell you it was my 60th in February? So it just carried on, and I'll explain the things that I chose and why I chose them. But let's get this other thing out, not out of the way. That's not nice. It needs its own spotlight. Because I collect Wicker darling bags, and what happens? You pay, like, pre-order. It can be up to a year before, and then they're made. And you kind of not forget about it, but you know, so when they come, it feels like you're getting them for free. I know you're not because you paid like a year ago. But they just go, oh, we're ready to ship. And you're like, whoa. And it's been a lot better since I now buy from Fuchsia Pinks. She's now, I think she's the only stockist in the UK. Could be wrong, but I think she is the only stockist in the UK of Wicker Darling bags. So it saves me £60–70 in custom fees. So I always buy through her. So yeah, Fuchsia Pinks if you're wanting to get your Wicker Darling in the UK. It might be cheaper actually in Europe to buy from her as well. I don't know, you'd have to look into it. But let's have a look. I've renamed her, I don't know what name they were, but it wasn't a name I resonated with. So I've renamed her Matilda, obviously. So here is Matilda. Now, I don't know why it's took so long to do a kangaroo. Seeing they're an Australian brand, maybe they just thought that was a bit too predictable. So here they are with the little arms, little legs, obviously the tail. And they've got the pouch. And this one comes, Matilda, you know, no need to be aggressive there. It's your debut. With a little Joey coin pouch, like a little leather Joey, and it's got a zip, so it's, you know, you can use it as a coin purse. It's got a little hook, you can hang it on another bag. But she just slips in the little pouch there. Now normally she has these leather pouches, and you normally have to buy them separately, so it's a nice little bonus that you got that as part of Matilda. I just think she's so awesome. She's got, oh my god, look at her, look at her, look at her. She is adorable. Like with all Wicker Darling bags, there's plenty of room inside. That's a dust bag. And there's a long strap. But there's all, I mean, you can get loads in there, absolutely tons of stuff. And as I say, there's a long crossbody strap, which I'll probably never use. But it's nice to have, and it's like pale pink polka dot lining, which is really sweet and nice. I've not used it yet. This week will be raining, so definitely don't have your wicker bags out in the rain, because that will do for them. And it's just a press stud fastening. Well, it's like a, I don't know if it's magnetic. No, I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, so she is part of my Wicker Darling collection. And actually, two came at once, like buses. So I'll show you the other one next week, but I'm happy to have Matilda in my collection. Are you happy to be here? Yep. Good. She's got lots of friends. Lots and lots of Wicker friends. Anyway, so that's Matilda. So should we get onto the Bougie? Let's get onto the Bougie. Yes, this is the bag. It's got a bit of accident going through airports, but you know, that's to be expected. So I knew what I wanted before I went, and there was reasons for it. So we'll go for that. I'll do the thing that I kind of last minute decided. They brought it out just before I went. So as you all know, I went to Gourmet to go on a hot air balloon, and it didn't happen because of the windy weather, and you don't want 150 balloons going up when it's windy. That would be a disaster. So they brought this scarf out. I think it's called In the Cloud or In the Clouds, and I thought, oh my god, that's really apt. And they said to me, oh, but I didn't get on the balloon. And he's going, yeah, but we're going back and we're going to try it, and hopefully we'll see a balloon next time, even if we don't get on it. And if you wait, it might be sold out. So I'm not going to argue, am I? So this is, and the scarf is a massive. Let's see. And it is of hot air balloon. Oh, actually, I think that's the back side. Of hot air balloons. And it's really, really substantial scarf. And it's all like the old-fashioned balloons. And they're all carrying the Louis Vuitton cases. You know, because obviously Louis Vuitton is a heritage brand. And started off as, you know, travel with the trunks. So this beautiful scarf, and it's all like in a coral, pale blue, and it's got the beige Louis Vuitton edge in it. Try and stand up as well, but it's very big. I think it's 90 by 90, so just under, you know, well, a wee bit under a metre each way, but it's massive. So, you know, I just think the print, I mean, I just could not, could not leave that. Because as I say, if I'd have waited, it may have sold out, and then I would have regretted it. So that was the first thing. The other thing, I don't know whether, well, I'm going to show it you, but it's kind of wrapped around my bag thing. But let's show something else first. Again, I knew I wanted a passport holder for a particular reason, and the passport holder I wanted, they only had it in a, because I had to go to this particular store in Istanbul. I had to go to the, oh God, I've forgot the name of the store now. But they had the hot stamp machine. There's a hot stamp machine there, and I think there's one in the airport. Yeah, there is one in the airport. So, oh, Imar, E-M-A-A-R, Imar. So the Imar store has the hot stamps. So I knew I had to go there for what I wanted to do. And the passport holder I really wanted was in a different store. And I rang up and said, you know, I'm coming, I want these bits. And I really wanted this, you know, would it be possible to move it from one store to the other? And they said no. And I thought, oh, okay, because I've always had brilliant customer service with Louis Vuitton. And maybe it's, you know, they have certain stock and they have to keep it in store. I do not know. But I told them when I was going in the original email. And lo and behold, I checked the day before, and this passport holder was in the MR store. So coincidence? I don't know. But when the sales assistant got in touch with me and said what I was interested in, I gave him this as an item, so it was put aside. So let's have a look. So it comes in its own little dust bag, and it's the passport holder, and it's got the flowers, but obviously with the Louis Vuitton little monogram emblems. So I just thought that was a bit different. It's floral, it's girly. And I got because each city has its own stamp. So like if I go to Paris, I think I can go and get the Paris stamp in here, or if I go into any major city, I can get the stamps. And I have my initials put on it as well. So I thought that was a nice, lovely souvenir from Istanbul to get the stamp. And that was my main reason for wanting a passport holder, because are they practical? You're basically taking your passport in and out, but I will take it with me and see how it goes, how practical it is. I think it'll keep my passport safe and clean, but you are kind of having to take your passport out of it. But I'm glad I've got that, and it's a nice reminder of Istanbul. So obviously I couldn't afford another handbag. You know, I'd only had a handbag in February for my birthday, and I'd had that bracelet that I showed you, You know, so, you know, I'm not a gal that's going to be shopping at Louis Vuitton regularly. But I saw this, and again, there was a reason why I went for it, and you'll see it's obvious when I open it. So this is called the Tag Me pouch. So it's just really a pouch. It's exactly what it says, and it's got the tag on the front. And I thought, wouldn't that be fantastic to have the Istanbul stamp on the front? That's a real reminder of my holiday to Istanbul. And just open it up. And I thought, you know, if you're travelling, this is actually a good travel bag. That's kind of a nylon-y, so it's like a white clean, so I guess you could use it like a makeup-y pouch if you wanted, but I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'd, you know, because it's quite flat, although you can get, you know, like quite a bit in it because it's quite, you know, wide, so you could definitely get, you know, like your phone, your keys, your makeup, you know, all your bits and bats in there. I thought if you're travelling, it's not taking much room, it's quite light, so I think it's quite a handy bag, and you could probably fit that in your safe if you're a bit concerned about leaving it in your hotel room. That would probably slot in most safes. So I thought that was a good buy. Now, the handle of the bag is vachetta, so I bought a skinny scarf, which I'm probably gonna have to rejig. I tried to do it quickly to show you, and it had the hot air balloons on it, so I thought it'll protect the handle. I need to kind of move this around a bit. It'll protect the handle, and it's got these lovely I've actually pulled it to the wrong side, haven't I? What an idiot. Let's pull it around this side. Until I'm not used to this. Has the little hot air balloons. It's just got like the LVs going up, and then you've got the hot air balloon on this side too. So I thought that was nice. To just protect my handle, and then you've got the little hot air balloons there, and that just protects your little handle because it's this vachetta leather. And the stamp on there that they put on for me. So I think that was a nice little treat from Louis Vuitton. I'm really pleased with everything I got. Yeah, loved it. And the experience in Louis Vuitton was very nice. They were very nice. I don't think they'd ever met anyone like me. But they loved that I spoke Turkish. They were really blown away, so that was nice. So what have I got for you next time? Well, I've got the other Wicker darling, and I have got some quite exciting stuff actually. Not Louis Vuitton level, well, some designery bits. So I'll always have something for you. So stay regular, guys. Don't follow the crowd because it's so boring. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. thanks for watching, and hope the next couple of weeks are happy and healthy for you, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye guys.